Alright, so now we're back with some more Magic the Gathering. So we just need to get 10,000 gold, then we can do 2 drafts, hopefully when the Theros Beyond Death drafts are available for coins. Is it League? Standard ranked. So we're going to make our deck. We're looking at the Is it League deck. Then we're looking at some of the cards, so maybe we were just going to make our own deck. Draw a card, jumpstart. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its cost, then exile this card. So it allows you to draw 2 cards. You have to exile a card from your hand. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its other cost. So you have to discard a card. So you could pay a land. Doesn't seem like a good draw card. If we had good like flying creatures, we could just use another one to draw 2 cards for the same mana. So we could replace that card. That card's not good. 3 damage to target creatures, scry 1. So we could get rid of that card. Scrying isn't really good because it doesn't draw you anything. Or it doesn't really help. 2 mana for 3 damage. Lava Coil. That one's probably really good, so Lava Coil would be good. Firemind's Reach. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, we won't read the long ones. Electromancer, that one's absolutely amazing. League, Guild Mage. Try card, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control with command. Oh, so that sounds really good. You could use that for drawing cards and damaging cards. Oh, here's the card we're talking about. Winged Words. Why would they have this one instead of Winged Words? Doesn't make any sense. This one put a +1 counter on him. We're not sure. Maybe actually he was really good. I think we've seen somebody do some trick with him, but he's probably not as good. We Dragonaut. So whenever you cast a spell, he gets that until end of turn, and he is a flying character. He was pretty good for Pauper. Draw 2 cards, jumpstart. Oh, so this allows you to draw 4 cards. You just have to discard a card. It's an instant spell. Allows you to draw more cards than the other one. Instant or sorcery spell, create a blue. Okay, so we already had that creature. He's pretty much useless, right? We don't need 1/1 flying creature tokens. Total number instant sorcery cards. Okay, enters draw a card. So he allows you to draw a card, and his strength could be up if we have a lot of spells in our deck. Rail's Outburst, 3 damage to any target. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. One of them at your hand, the other one. So 3 damage and draw a card. That seems pretty good. Commence end game. The spell cannot be countered. Draw 2 cards, then a mass X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. So we need to get a lot of cards in our hand for that to be good. Mass X. So just create a zombie. Just create a strong zombie. Wouldn't be too strong though. So maybe we don't need that one. Seems useless for the deck. Is it? He seems pretty good. Can't be countered. Always draws cards. 1000-Year Storm. Cast an instant or sorcery spell. Just straight up copy it for each other spell you've cast before it this turn. You may choose new copies, so that could get out of hand pretty quick. Electro Dominance. Deal X damage to any target. You may cast a card with a converted mana cost X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Oh, so you'd have to pay, well, you could pay another card without paying its mana cost. Oh, so you prepay, so it just deals X damage to any target. Doesn't really seem that great. Expansion, copy target instant sorcery spell. You may choose new targets. But we could just put a good spell in place of that. X damage to any target, draws X cards. Oh, that might be really good. Deals damage and draws cards. Use a Guild Gate and some gates. So we're done. Now we could actually go here, create a new deck. We could call it 2020. I don't know. We'll just call it a red, blue. Let's do that for now. 2020 red blue, so it doesn't have anything in it. So if we start throwing red and blue cards in here, we'll probably start at the other thing. So is there a good way to filter these cards or not? Essentially, I guess we'll just start by picking the good blue and red cards that we like. Just want colorless, or do we not? Yeah, we'll just go like that then. Blue and red, so everything seems to be sorted properly. Unless there's no filters on. I'm not searching for anything. Seems like we're all set up. So, whenever one or more counters, draw a card, then discard a card, adapt one. We're not making an adapted deck. Flash flying, he was useless. Defender. He's probably not too great. Return to creatures. We know those were good at one point. You could use it on your creatures to efficiently counter a spell and then cast your creature again. So he's pretty good. We only have 2 of him, right? So it forces us to only put 2 in our deck. Opponent's turn, play +1. So he's not going to help us. Profiliate rate. No. Enchant creature loses all abilities and base power, toughness, 1/1. So that's like turn 2 frog, right? Loses all abilities and has base power and toughness. Alright, but counters will help him get stronger. Oh no, want to add... Oh jeez, the lands are messed up. It's just lands. This is probably going to take a while. We don't even know how long it's been. Should be recording everything. So we're done with the first page. I think that's pretty much all we found. Just the Augur Bolus and then the Castman's Transmutation that will probably take out of the deck. Since we're doing red, we could just destroy creatures. Surveil 2, then choose instant sorcery card in your graveyard. Isn't this a good card? What does Surveil 2 mean? Look at the top 2 cards, then put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest on the top of your library. Oh, okay. So probably is a good card, right? Radiality, draw a card, a bird, flying, non-creature spell, +1 until end of turn, so he's not really good. When he attacks Surveil 1, flying, fairy sprite. Turn target creature to its hand, Surveil. A lot of Surveil stuff. Turn target creature during your main phase, draw a card. So we'll just add these guys because they help you draw cards, right? Frostlinks. Tap creature, doesn't untap during his next step. So that card we really like, the ones that tap the creatures. The blue cards are pretty good, but then if they don't have any creatures, it doesn't do anything. Leapfrog has flying if you cast a spell. So does that bird anything? Nope. So all we got was the mission briefing and the Cloudkin Seer, right? Maybe that's good. Maybe the Cloudkin Seer is alright. And the circle. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared, you may draw a card. Oh, taps our creature without flying. So he would help us draw cards, but probably not as much as we think. Reduce the cost of flying cards, help us draw more cards. Draw 2 cards, jumpstart. I don't know how much draw we need. Dungeon Geists is absolutely amazing though. No, we don't want him. Flying, so he's a good standard character, but he doesn't really probably do anything now that we have a whole bunch. Main phase, scry 3, then draw 3 cards. Oh, okay. Scry 3 and then draw 3 cards. Okay, now we remember that. That was like that shifting or 4C. 4C, that's the amazing card. It says like scry 4, draw 2 cards. It just costs so much mana, right? But if we're reducing the mana cost of everything, then the mana cost wouldn't really matter as much. So we can use high cost things. Flying, so we don't want him in our deck. When he dies, no, we don't want him. So it just helps you draw 2 cards and then just amass a big creature. But we're not making a deck like that. Artifact, return target creature to its owner's hand, so we don't want him. So that's just returns a creature, we don't want him. That could be an endgame winner. Target attacking creature gets +2/+2. Each attack non-human gains trample. So now we just have to look for is it type cards. 3/2. So we want something with first strike would be a million times better than that. Attacks 1 damage to player. Shock. So let's put 4 in for now. Although we don't need 4 of them, right? Defender, 1 damage to each player. 2 damage divided as you choose. No thanks. Attacks, you may choose to cast target instant or sorcery card with the mana cost or equal to his power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. The card. Oh, okay. Whenever he attacks. Power. Anything with 1? Trample. 1/1. Maybe we'll just put 1 of him because he's a rare. We only have 1. Sacrifice him 2 damage to any target. So we're not making a goblin deck. It's sorcery +1 until end of turn. So I swear there was some crazy card that lets you play a whole bunch of spells, and then we seen somebody play some of these because we thought they were useless. We were like, you're never going to be able to play that many spells at one turn. But then the Fire Urchin became a crazy card. It was ridiculously strong. That was the card that won that person the game. We don't know what the combo would be. We'll just put it on our deck for now. And we're going to have to remove cards. So 3 damage to creatures, scry 1. Scry 1 we don't really like too much unless you can draw a card. 4 damage and exile creature. So we'll just put as many as we have for now so we know what we have because we're going over the limit. +3 gains first strike till end of turn. See? +3 first strike. That would be way better than this one. +3/+2. But it costs 1 more mana. I'm not sure. We'll just put 3 of those in for now because it seems a good card. Untap it against haste. So if we have a way to sacrifice the creature. So that only works with like black, right? Discard a card if you do draw a card. Or that could win us the game. Every opponent is dealt non-combat damage. He gets... Oh, it was this one. Whenever a person's dealt non-combat damage. This was the one that won that person the game. That makes sense. That makes sense. You just keep casting spells over and over, and then he just becomes crazy. And he's a flying creature. Attacks target creature and opponent controls cannot block. So that one is really good, right? If he doesn't have too many creatures. Although he's not too great. Create goblin tokens plus the number of cards named him. So we're not looking to spawn a whole bunch of 1/1 creatures. Whenever you draw your second card, 3 damage to any target. Oh. Beginning your combat turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature. The token gains haste of turn and attacks if able to. Enter whenever this creature attacks, put a +1 counter on target attacking creature with less power. Doesn't really fit in the Izza deck, but if we don't have a good amount of good cards to throw in, exile the top 2 cards. Until next turn, you may play both of those. Spectacle. You may cast this spell for its spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. Oh, okay. So it gives you a temporary draw of those 2 cards, and if you cannot play them, then they're exiled. And they're not in your graveyard anymore. 3 damage to any target. Oh, okay. Those are the spectacle cards. So it doesn't really seem too good. Sorcery speed. Cast a non-creature spell, put a +1 counter on him. Chandra's Outrage, 4 damage and 2 damage. So Chandra's Outrage was like the amazing thing. Although Lava Call is probably better. Chandra's is an instant spell. Any target. Oh, this only does it to a creature. As long as your turn is flying. cast instant or sorcery spell, it gets plus X, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. Oh, so he's good for, is it X? Whenever you cast instant or sorcery. Scampering enters, create 2 1/1 elementals. Elementals gain haste. We're not making an elemental deck. Destroy target land. Creatures without flying cannot block this turn. Oh, okay. Enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. Sacrifice, add 1 mana. So he just brings mana back. So maybe he's a flying creature that would be reduced by our other creatures. Can't be countered. 6 damage to any target. That was probably good. Shivan Dragon, +1 till end of turn. He's probably really good. Maw Flames, attacks 4 damage to any target. Oh, wasn't he just amazing? He costs a lot though. X damage without paying. So we'll have to look into that one. So that's all of those cards. Now we have to start looking into the dual color cards. So this one we could use tap. 1 life for each creature you control. No thanks. So we have to specifically be looking. Because before when we were playing, we wanted to get more of these, right? If we had 4 of these in our blue-white flyers deck, it would make our blue-white flyers deck just absolutely amazing, but we only have 1 of those cards. So we don't know how we're going to get more of them. Scrap 1, 3/2 flyer. Fail 2, draw a card. 3/2 with flash. Gain control of target creature. Although, would be best if we could use both of the colors. So here's the Is It land. I don't think we want to use all of them. Steam Vents. Similar Glyphs. Because we don't want so many of them. Enters tapped. Oh, okay. So, Is It Skullgate isn't good because the other one's a lot better. Because we don't want too many dual colored lands. So, let's see what we have for dual colored these things. Actual Is It cards. Instant sorcery spell, put a charge counter. So, this one allows you to draw cards or deal 5 damage to any target after dealing 5 spells. Or we could just draw more cards with it. So, it's an enchantment, so it'll stay on the field. Goblin Electromancer, we have 3 of those, so that's why we don't have 4 of them. Draw a card, copy target instant or sorcery spell. Alright, so he's probably pretty good. So if we cast 1 spell and he's on the field, we could use more of him. And then what? This Planeswalker that we got, because we drew the Planeswalker in the other episode where we opened the packs. We didn't have too many packs, we just had like 4 or 5 packs. Legendary Plane, draw a card, discard a card. So we never like drawing a card and then discarding one. You get absolutely nowhere with that. Target creature gets a +2, +0 against first strike. So that one's amazing. So, +1. He's only 3 mana, so it's just like an amazing version of this card then. This one, +3 and gains first strike, 2 mana. 3 mana, +2 and gains first strike, and trample. Oh wow, and trample. Draw 4 cards when you do damage to equal any target. Oh, you can deal it to the player, so we need that Planeswalker. We Dragonauts. Instant sorcery, so we could be a stronger flyer maybe. We do have instant spells. Crackling Dragon. So we do need a lot of spells in our decks for those to be used. 3 damage. So this allows you to draw a card. Is it? And he's the main thing in the deck, right? 1000-Year Storm. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other sorcery spell you cast before it. So that one we're looking at too. Expansion, and then we'll see what Is It does as well. Expansion. Copy target instant or sorcery. Choose new targets. Okay, so we'll keep that one. So Is It He cannot be countered. Flying. Whenever you draw a card, he deals 1 damage to anybody. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. Oh. Sounds so silly. So we don't have any counter spells or anything. So we don't need those lands. I think we're pretty much done, right? We went through almost everything. That one wasn't useful. 1 damage. We'll just look at the final cards. Then we'll see what cards we have. Yes, we put him in there, right? Can't be blocked by knights. But then he's a 4 red. We don't need those lands. So we don't need any Boros things. And there we go. Look at all of them. So now we have to take out a whole bunch of cards. So let's go like 3 shock, 2 shock. Base power, toughness, and 1 enchantment. Oh, it just enchants a creature and it makes him useless. So it does destroy a creature, right? Because in red always has the problem that if the creature is too big, you can't do anything about it. So this would bypass that. Yes, it would. So that's actually better than shock, because like on turn like 6 or something, if they pull out a 5/5, shock won't do anything. So, and it's an enchantment spell though. We don't want enchantment spells. We just want instant sorceries. So Fire Urchin wasn't the good one. It was this one. Shadow Spitfire. Perfect. So how many? We don't want like 4 of them, right? We should try to get like 2 or 3 of the cards. We should stay away from 4 copies. We don't want him then. Pyromancer. Whenever you draw your second card, 3 damage to any target. So we just had 1 of him, we'll keep 1 of him. Non-creature spell, put a +1 counter on him. So he would never ever get strong enough. We Dragonauts. And we do have to clear our creatures. So would this flying creature be better than the other ones? Draw 2 cards, so it allows you to draw 4 cards. Actually, you're drawing 3 cards because you have to discard 1, right? Yep. So you only draw 3 cards for, what, 8 mana. No thanks. So these things are amazing. So we only did have 3 of them, right? Cloudkin Seer. We do want him. We do want 4 of him. So we do want 4 of this draw card then, because the other one, it wasn't nearly as good. So what else do we have then? Dungeon Geists, absolutely amazing. Shatter's Outrage. So only like 1 or 2 of them. Erratic Cyclops. Would he actually be good? I don't know. We'd have to use him to actually try. Air Elemental. So he's not going to do anything. So 81 out of 60. That's with all of the lands. Right, if it goes to just lands, there we go. 81 out of 60. So I guess it does automatically update them. So we just have to clear out our deck. It can't be countered. So that's a good win condition card, Shivan Dragon. But you do have to draw the mana to play it. You need a lot of mana in this deck. We need a tons of mana. Dragon Maw. Because it would copy it, right? And it allows you to play the other card for free from your graveyard. Oh, from your hand. I have to think about that one. So how many cards we even have to get rid of? Because it's going to, or do we have 24 lands? 25, oh no, 19, 20, 24 lands. Alright, so the lands seem to update as we remove cards. So now we just have to thin things out even more. 2 damage, 20 target. Just loses value so quick. Augur Bolas. So he is a creature that gives you a spell. He's good. And what is our spread like? 32 creatures. We barely have any spells. So we need to get more spells. A lot less creatures. Actually, the spells is good. We just need to get rid of creatures. We don't need creatures. So we're on a creature thinning mission then. So he would be really good, but he has to be attacking. This one's actually useless if we don't have a creature on the field. It is an instant spell. And if we copy it. Cloud Concealer. Dry card. Because he is a top tier creature, right? We'll put 3 of him, so we'll take 1 out. Maybe we just need, we don't even know. We need to take out some cards. 17 cards we have to take out. Do we have a lot of flying creatures that would benefit from having less mana being used to cast them? I mean, I don't even know. We'll take him out for now. Center Spitfire. Put 2 of him in the deck. We Dragonauts. Instant Sorcery. Fly. Put 2 of him in the deck. Then I think we probably have to clean out our top. All of our expensive cards. Mass Manipulation. Gain Control. And Planeswalkers. Draw X cards. Seven mana. So we only need 1 of him. We can't have 2 7 mana cost cards. Shivan Dragon for 6 mana. Is Shivan Dragon not good? Flying. We can't have high cost creatures except for, is it? Spectral Blades Dragon. Enters, create 2. Oh, so he's worse than Shivan's Dragon. So now what does our spread look like? Now 23 creatures, 12, 7, 3 enchantments lands. So they've been like 16 creatures or something like that. That's what the other one had. Mission briefing. So we don't want this one, right? Let's think about this. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number of them into your graveyard. Rest, okay. Then choose instant sorcery. You may cast this card this turn. If that card will be put in your graveyard this turn, exile it. So it basically counts as any other instant or sorcery card in your deck. But then it destroys the card from your graveyard. So what creatures would we even get rid of? So let's get rid of the Sure Strike. Maybe Sure Strike was the wrong thing to get rid of. I don't think we're going to be able to cast enough cards to really use this enchantment for anything. Oh, because if any of his creatures is using their tap abilities, they will draw us a card. So that'd be really good. So actually, we'll just go with 3 of those draw Spitfire. I don't even know. Chandra Spitfire could win us the game. Try your second card. So maybe we won't have this one. Although it's always a free 3 damage, right? If we draw a second card. So the 1/1 always attacks, but he'd turn into a 2/2 creature. And this guy doesn't even have to attack, right? Attack this combat. So if the goblin's able to live, so maybe that'd be good for a bit of aggro. So maybe we'll just get rid of the wee Dragonauts. These spells, they wouldn't be too expensive. And then he'd just be a 4/8 with trample or something. Let's get rid of these Cyclops. So he is a flying creature. It's just so expensive. 5 mana. Spectral Blaze, 6 damage, 6 mana. We'll just get one of those in our deck. Oh, 60 cards. So we have 60 out of 60 cards. We just have to see what we have and then fix things, right? Instant sorcery, barely have any creatures. I think it's supposed to be mostly instant and sorcery spells, right? Maybe we do need shock. So how many creatures do we have? 20. Is 20 creatures good? Do we need more of those drawing creatures? Because if we don't draw the instant or sorcery, so we'll just get rid of the Augur of Bolas. I know he's the team player for the Delver deck in Pauper, but we don't know about the main thing. Maybe he is really good. It's just that Merfolk Wizard. So we could replace him with something that just straight up draws us a card, a 2/1 flyer, right? Because we do have to think about that. Because if we do not reveal the instant or sorcery card, we do not draw the card. He's a 1/3 creature on the ground. And this creature is a 2/1 flyer. When he enters the battlefield, draw a card every single time. So we'll put him in there. So we filtered out that bad card that we don't need. Because the problem is... Oh, wait a minute. I don't even know. So I was thinking those expensive creatures, right? This one, he could only cost like, we could bring his mana cost down. Any target, 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. Could get some expensive dragons, but then if we ever get mana screwed, we would just be mana screwed. So is there enough flying creature cards to benefit from that? Probably not. So we'll keep the one that draws us a card, but we'll take out the one that reduces the cost of the creatures. So now we're at 59 cards, 19. So we mainly need to see if there's any good instant and sorcery. Oh, when we play these, we could copy them, right? Instant and sorcery draw cards, we could copy them. That draws you 3 cards, but so I think we're getting pretty close to making the deck. We're getting pretty close. So this could cost like 3 mana. Oh, that's an instant. I thought it was a creature this whole time. Spell can't be countered. Draw 2 cards. And it creates a creature. Mass Manipulation is an instant sorcery card. But if we copy it, we have to play X again. So you need what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana to take 3 creatures. 8 mana to take 2 creatures. You need 6 mana to take 1 creature. Mass Manipulation. You're gone. Spend match an exploration. So that's good, it deals damage and it draws us a card. So we're just about done, I think, right? We could just make this one episode. It's been so long, just a stupid episode where somebody who's not amazing at the game is making a deck target creature. Well, we are good. We just don't know what cards we have. We're used to having like most of the cards at our disposal. Each attacking non-human creature gains trample. So maybe we should have shock in there. Sure, Strike probably is good. So we have instant spells. I could just turn him to a 4/3, right? Chandra Spitfire plus shock. So that kind of really screwed up our deck. Now we have a whole bunch of things. Maybe just 3 Chandra Spitfire and just 3 shock. Or 2 Chandra Spitfire and 2 shock. There we go. 3 Cloudkin Seer. Oh no, we do want 1 Cloudkin Seer. We're just about at the end here. Lava Coil. So do we want to worry about dealing 4 damage to our creature? Probably do. I guess those would count as creature control. Shock. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, whenever an opponent is dealt damage. So that wouldn't trigger this thing. It's the only thing we could do to really trigger that is just whenever you draw a card, 1 damage to any target, and if we keep dealing it to the player, then that thing would go crazy. It's tough to get rid of 3 cards again. 18, 13. Or do we just get more lava coils? It's only 2 mana for 4 damage. But it doesn't target a player. Shock any target. So let's go with 3 of those. And then do we get rid of the dragon? No, it's just too ridiculous. We did have 2 of him, right? Let's get rid of these shocks. Mission briefing. Let's get rid of the mission briefing. We'll just put another card in there. Lava Coil. $60 cards. 18, 10, 6, 2. Oh, cancel. Jeez, this episode's like 32 minutes. I think we're just about done, right? We're pretty much done looking over the deck. We're probably going to look over a few things here. Although we probably have to play test it, right? That'd be the only way to know. Cloudkin Seer. Because I think the main thing to do is shuffle through our deck and then get lands and then get up to Is It and then just keep drawing cards. And then every time we draw cards, we draw cards, right? Every time we draw cards, we draw cards. Instant or sorcery spell, draw cards. So anytime we cast an instant or sorcery spell, we will draw a card. Oh. Every player, because whenever your opponent casts that too, so we have to figure out how to keep this guy alive if we bring him out. If they just destroy him, then he's not going to do anything. Counter non-creature spell. So all we want to do is shuffle through our deck. He's a 3/3 flying creature. Maybe we'll just get rid of Chandra Spitfire. Although it would be amazing if Chandra Spitfire kicked off. So we don't have too many instants, right? We only have 10 instants, 17 creatures. Well, let's just look at our deck quick here. Make sure it's just the lands. 9, we got 24 lands. So our deck is 17, 10, 7, 2, 24 lands, islands, mountains. Mana curve is mostly 2 creatures, 3 creatures, 4 creatures, and then a bunch few 6 creatures. So average 3.4. That's probably perfect. 3 and the 4. Those are like the best ranges of creatures to get. Creatures 17, non-creatures 19. Oh, that's where it says that. Okay, because that'd be simpler because we're looking at this trying to add them all the time. But it actually says it right here, non-creatures 19. Deck details. Oh, and it shows a perfectly equal deck ratio. What's this? Dual color, probably. So there's the land. 23 blue, 24 mountains, 11 something. Gold colors, maybe? Unless those dual colors count as both of them. So what those 11 cards be? Mountains, islands, planeswalkers. Whoa, it shows the creature type too. Creature, dragon, drake, elemental, goblin, human. So if we were making a specific deck, like a red and blue wizard deck, we could just throw it full of wizards, creatures. So I think that's good. Creatures, non-creatures. We'll try that because we have to play test the deck to actually know anything about it. So 2020 red, blue, done. We could check that out for now, and then maybe we could play with it in the next episode.